Welcome to Sunny Side Up, the Pesach edition. I'm really excited to be doing some Pesach series with everyone. Just me, myself, and my Pesach experience. I spent 20 years as a Pesach caterer. I wrote a Pesach cookbook. I love developing Pesach recipes. And I'm right here on my own set of Kosherdotcom. We've tried to give you a Pesach feel by hanging foil everywhere. We're gonna have so much fun today cooking up something yummy and delicious. We've got 2 more parts to share with you over the next month. We're trying to take the ease and stress out of your Pesach cooking, coming up with some easy prep ahead recipes as well. And you can always reach out to me and we'll try to help you with all your Pesach questions. Hi, I'm Naomi and this is Sunny Side Up. So this is a brand new recipe. It's something that's not in my book. I developed this recipe a couple of weeks ago and I thought this would be a perfect episode to show everyone what to do with a cut of meat that you can be made in advance, and you can use the same recipe for a few different cuts of meat. So here I've got a first cut brisket, a very traditional cut. I happen to use the second cut at home and works really well with a chuck roast or ribs, flunken ribs. It's really good, and I'm going to show you also 2 different cooking methods. So let's get started. We're going to make a rub. This is kind of like my shout out and my homage to the chili lime spice rub, but we can't really get that for Pesach. So I thought I would zest some lemons and some limes and mix it with salt and pepper, and that would be that limey flavor that we like from that rub. So what you need is some really great equipment for Pesach in any case. So you need a peeler, you need a good sharp knife, and of course you need a zester. So I'm going to show you how to use a zester. This is called a microplane. This actually was originally designed by the wife of a carpenter. She was looking for something to zest. She took her husband's carpenter tool, it's for shaving down wood, and found that it is fantastic for zesting the lemons and limes. Okay, so we just want to gently scrape it across, just like that towards me. And if you see in here, there is the zest. And what you do is you go tap, tap, and it falls in the bottom. By the way, this smells amazing. My mouth is already watering. But have a look here. See the white is left behind? This is called pith. You do not want the pits. That's why you kind of gently towards you, grab that zest, leaving the pith behind, tap, tap, until you get all this, I'll do a bit more, all this gorgeous zest, and you can use lime zest or lemon zest. Really adds a lot of flavor into your recipes. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, I've already pre-made a lot of these, so we're going to take the lime and the lemon zest together. I'm telling you guys, this smells amazing. Amazing, amazing. Now we're just going to add a little bit of salt, some ground black pepper. Give that a mix. Now we just want to rub this all over. Before I do this, I'm actually just reaching over. I'm just turning on my stove, the cooktop. I want it on a nice high heat, because I want to get this really, really hot. Okay, I'm just going to use my hands. And I'm trying to use really clean ingredients. A lot of Pesach customs are different from one family to another, and a lot of people don't eat a lot of processed ingredients. This recipe is all natural ingredients. Here we go. Try to scrape all that out. I'm just going to add a little bit more salt. We're going to talk now about the 2 different ways to cook it. So we're going to talk now about the first way we're going to cook it, is you take a bunch of onions, and you're going to put that at the bottom of the pan. And then you're going to take some tomatoes. Oh, there's a stem on that one. Must have missed that. And some garlic. Just put that at the bottom. I think this dish already looks amazing. Okay, so this is feeling nice and hot. I'm going to add in a little bit of vegetable oil or whatever Pesach oil you are using. I wouldn't use an olive oil for this because olive oil burns fast and we don't want to burn our oil. See, it's a little bit smoking hot. That's what we're looking for, smoking hot. We're going to hear the sizzle. You ready? Let's go. That is the most gewaltige sound. That's great. I think that just like, that takes the cake. It's like singing to me. I'm like the maestro here. It's singing, it's speaking. Now, it's okay if your meat sticks out of the pot a little bit, okay? You also only need a tiny little bit of oil. We're not frying it. You want to make sure you don't have too much oil, and meat has a lot of its own natural fats in any case, which will start to ooze out. You'll see the meat actually does shrink a little bit because there's a lot of water and oils in the meat in any case. So that does come out into the pan. And you'll see, if we did a time lapse, you'll see that the meat is actually shrinking a little bit more to fit in the pan. So I always say, don't skip the sear. It's very important. So that's what we're doing now. And then we're going to braise the rest of the meat in the pan, covered with a little bit of liquid, which will be our wine, in the oven covered. Or the other way to cook this is we keep the meat in here after we've done both sides, put all those vegetables in the pan, add the wine, cover it tightly, put it on low and simmer it for 3 hours. So save the oven real estate for kugels, and then you can cook your meat on the stovetop. And if you cook it on the stovetop, a lot of people then will be able to eat it for the Seder as well, because they don't have it roasted in the oven. People always ask, what's the first thing you cook? When I was doing my catering business, and I always said I started off with soups, froze all the soups, and then I moved on to the meats, and I would do that 2-3 weeks before Pesach, even 4 weeks before Pesach, depending on the availability of which butcher had turned over first. All right, what we're going to turn over is our meat now. So I'm going to grab the fork. It doesn't stick anymore. Lifts right up. We have this gorgeous brown color. Now we're going to do the other side. It didn't get all seared all over, like some parts are lighter than others, but still all the flavors are going to be there. I'm just going to add some salt and pepper onto this. Okay, now I'm going to grab this. It's going straight on top, just like that, okay? I'm taking my red wine, pouring this over. This looks good already. So I need to cover it, so I need to get some foil. Where's the foil? Where is the foil? It's not really Pesach yet. All jokes aside. You cover this tightly with foil. I always make sure it's very tight. Spend the extra minute to go around the edges. You get more juice that way. All right, let's get this in the oven. The meat is done. What I did was I took it out and I let it cool for a few hours here on the counter. Sometimes I put it in the fridge overnight to cool, because it's always easier to cut the meat at room temperature. So if I put it in the fridge overnight, I bring it to room temperature to slice, but right now we're at room temperature, so we're good there. I separate it out. See, I've got this great sauce and all the vegetables, which we cooked the meat with. So I took some of it out to be decoration, and I left some in to make a sauce. So I've got the juices with the wine and the tomatoes. As I'm saying it, no joke, my mouth is watering. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take this juices and the vegetables and we're going to zhuzh it together to make a delicious sauce. Pretty easy, doesn't have to be perfect, it's not a soup. I love the boards that have grooves to catch the sauce. Sometimes it runs all over the counter. So when you are doing some Pesach shopping, look for a cutting board that has this groove. Okay. Getting nice, beautiful pieces. Smells amazing. And again, you want to use a nice sharp knife. Beautiful. Now we have our roast. I cannot wait to eat this. I'll slice up the whole roast. And this is the little piece that you take at the end and you do this. Very important. Look left, look right. Delicious. See what I'm doing there? Have a look. Picking it up and I'm putting it right on top of my platter. It's already decorated. Look how beautiful that looks already. So to prep this in advance, what I did with my catering business, when I cooked the meats in advance, I would slice it exactly like this, put it into a 9x13 pan, tightly wrap it with foil and write what you've made inside, because it's always, if you don't label your pans and you put them in the freezer, it's like a mystery basket and you don't know what you're getting. And then you'd pour a little bit more sauce on if you are freezing it. It's really important to make sure that your meats that you're freezing have a good amount of sauce. And to reheat it, you can just put it in the fridge overnight. Meats freeze really well and defrost really well with no freezer burn taste. I've done this for over 20 years, even since I'm married, which is 30 years, and we've had delicious meats prepped in advance. So I just want to taste a little bit with all the sauce. Got the tomato on there, the onion on there. Dip it in the sauce. Here we go. This is so good. I hope you'll enjoy this recipe as much as we all do right here at Kosherdotcom. And if you want more recipes, you know where to go. See you all next episode. This is really good. I'm just gonna start. Ready? Okay, action. So the next, I don't like that either. I had something now. Okay, let me just want to play around. When I'm not on camera, it comes to me quicker. Okay, there you go. Keep it rolling.